FBI and DEA have a new strategy in the war on heroin. The two federal agencies have produced a two-part documentary on opiate addiction, and they're offering to come to high schools to show it to students. Mark Vanderhoff was at the FBI's local headquarters this morning and now joins us live in the newsroom. Mark, why are these federal agencies doing drug education in the classroom?
Well, Colin, they say this is a national epidemic. Last year, opiate overdoses surpassed car accidents as a cause of death. The FBI says they're trying to save lives. At the FBI field office in Louisville, agents are investigating drug cartels and other high-level heroin dealers. But starting this month, they will also be visiting area high schools. The FBI and DEA just released a new documentary called Chasing the Dragon. It features interviews with former heroin users about how they became addicted. Louisville's special agent in charge, Howard Marshall, says most drug users begin experimenting in high school.
I think a law enforcement presence there provides kids with a perspective that a counselor or an educator is not going to be able to provide. Unfortunately, law enforcement officers and agents see the ravages drugs have on communities.
Now, Colin, Marshall says the Louisville field office used to devote only 5 to 10% of its agents to drug organizations, but since the heroin epidemic began about 5 years ago, they've bumped that number up to 15 to 20%. Live in the newsroom, Mark Vanderhoff, WLKY News.
All right, Mark, thank you for shedding the light on that. Well, you can watch or download the documentary on the FBI's website. We'll link you there at WLKY.com. Now, if you're interested in bringing the FBI to your school, you can call the Louisville field office at 263-6007 there. The documentary and school visit are both free. The forecast now, talking about some rain chances in the viewing area, but right now it's just gorgeous, Matt.
It is. Looks gorgeous, right?
Yes,
Sometimes these pictures from our live weather cameras can be deceiving because it looks great. You step outside, though, and you're really going to notice the humidity, heat building as well. It's going to be a hot one. That is a guarantee in your Thursday afternoon forecast. Rain chances will be there. It's going to take a little later on in the afternoon, though. Super Doppler radar is dry currently. Skies are partly sunny, and like Colin mentioned, looks gorgeous out there as we look above downtown Louisville. It's just partly cloudy skies, but eventually a few of those clouds will likely tower into the atmosphere, feed off some of that humidity, and again, a lot of heat. And those are the tops of your weather headlines today, and that'll yield a couple of showers and thunderstorms out across the area. Looks like best chances will mainly be into southern Indiana late in the afternoon. Again, right now the radar is dry. You can see some of that shower and thunderstorm activity, though, that will be starting to affect us as we move later on today, but especially as we get into tomorrow and Saturday. We're going to be more in this unsettled weather that they're dealing with through northern Indiana and central portions of Illinois back into Missouri as we head into Friday and also Saturday. Right now, middle and upper 80s to start the afternoon. Outside of the metro, temperatures range from a cooler 83 in Campbellsville to 88 in Frankfort. 89 is the warmest at Louisville International and 87 at Bowman Field. Factor in that higher humidity. That 89 feels like 96, and I think we're going to keep that heat index value in the upper 90s for the duration of the day with a southwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Rain chances only at 20%. Again, a little better chance in our far northern communities. Otherwise hot and humid, highs near 92 degrees. Better chances of showers and thunderstorms do start to pick up, though, as we head into tonight and for the end of the week. We'll have much more on the changes, and there's several of them that lie ahead in your 7-day forecast in just a few minutes. Right now, Colin, send it back to you at the news desk.
All right, sir, we'll swing back your way soon. Thank you. A high school senior was taken from school in handcuffs and then charged with murder. Officers arrested 18-year-old Kevin Grover at Clarksville High School for the murder of a Louisville teenager. He appeared in juvenile court today because at the time of the crime, Grover was 17. Lauren Adams has more on the investigation.
Instead of walking out of Clarksville High School Wednesday afternoon with the rest of his classmates, 18-year-old Kevin Grover left hours before in handcuffs. Acting on new information they say tied him to a murder case, U.S. Marshals and Clarksville PD arrested Grover at school. According to police, the principal pulled Grover, a senior and former receiver for the varsity football team, from class and led him to a room where officers were waiting. Clarksville Major Scott Merchant says Grover didn't seem surprised.
It was almost like he knew it was coming because he cooperated, never caused a problem, which is very unusual for with this type of warrant that goes down.
Grover was the fourth and, according to police, their final suspect in a Louisville murder that had happened months before. On May 29th, 19-year-old Ryan Higdon was found dead inside his car by the Greenwood boat docks in PRP. He had been shot several times. LMPD, who investigated the case, says the victim and the suspects, including Kamontre Davis, Theodric Hayes, and Jalen Wells, met for the first time that night.
The victim was going to sell narcotics or attempt to sell narcotics to the suspects, and they had orchestrated a plan to rob him during that. And then during the course of the robbery, he was shot.
In fact, arresting agencies believed Grover to be not only dangerous but a flight risk, which is why they chose to serve their warrants immediately.
He might have taken off, and that's the reason why it was done the way it was done today.
Lauren Adams, WLKY News.
Now, it will be up to a grand jury to decide whether or not to charge Kevin Grover as an adult. For now, he'll stay at a juvenile detention center. He's facing murder and robbery charges. A man accused of killing 2 girls in a drunk driving crash now faces immigration and fraud charges. A federal grand jury indicted Juan Ortega Santos for using counterfeit immigration documents in order to get a job. In June, his car veered off Taylorsville Road and hit 10-year-old Elena Clay and 16-year-old Taisha Lacey. He is charged with murder, wanton endangerment, and DUI. Soon after his arrest, investigators learned Ortega Santos was in the country illegally. Well, in newly released police interviews, a Louisville teenager says the killing of his best friend was an accident. 18-year-old Ryan Graves told detectives he did not intend to shoot 19-year-old Dustin Osborne. It happened in April at Graves' house on Evelyn Avenue near Churchill Downs. Graves says he bought the gun after being robbed and stabbed just days earlier. He says Osborne was handing the weapon back to him, and when he grabbed it by the trigger guard, the gun went off.
It feels like, what's that? Sometimes you feel like it's mostly your fault that your best friend's dead. One of your best friends is dead.
Graves is under house arrest and is due back in court next week. Well, we're learning more about the arrest of 2 teens accused of bringing a loaded gun to Iroquois High School. JCPS officials say a teenage boy brought the 9mm handgun to school in his car. We're told the teen then handed the gun off to a friend who put it in his backpack and carried it into Iroquois. This comes after an 8th grader at No Middle School was arrested last week for having 2 loaded guns in his backpack. The district says these are isolated incidents.
I think it's becoming more of a problem. I think it's something that is going on right now in the community, and we're seeing perhaps spill over into our schools. But I think we're also seeing that our students have more of an awareness about this type of thing.
JCPS says the 2 students at Iroquois did not intend to hurt anyone. Officials insist students were always safe and the school was never placed on lockdown. Police in the Indianapolis area are searching for a group of thieves targeting senior citizens. They're posing as contractors, folks. Lindsay Eaton has more on the investigation.
Very angry. I was trying to protect my mom.
All these signs posted on the front door wasn't enough of a warning.
Using the words of my sister, the scum of the earth.
Sandra Powell-Smith's 84-year-old mother lives here on the city's south side. Last week, she was with her mom when she heard a knock on the door.
And I opened the screen door just a little. I said, "Can I help you?"
A group of 4 guys claiming they had a $5,000 rebate check for some roofing work. Despite Sandra shutting the door, they made their way in and grabbed her mom's purse.
It was empty, thank the good Lord. So basically the joke was on them on that, but that was all they really got away with, was that empty purse.
In the past few months, 4 similar cases on the south side. Wannabe repairmen targeting victims at least 80 years old and stealing things like jewelry and credit cards.
There's a chance that they could be related, and if that's the case, we'll certainly investigate that further.
In Columbus, detectives are looking for these 3 people, 2 guys and a young woman, supposedly offering to seal coat senior citizens' driveways.
It appears they know what they're doing, that they have a plan.
In the past week, they got inside 2 homes. One woman scared them away when she caught them going through her things. Police tell us they stole the other elderly victim's purse and hours later were caught on camera racking up thousands of dollars in purchases on her credit cards, then taking off in this truck.
We want everyone to be mindful that these persons are out there, that there are scams going on.
Investigators aren't certain if the IMPD cases and the Columbus ones are connected, but they're looking into that possibility. Kentucky's Attorney General plans to intervene in a lawsuit against UK's student-run newspaper. Andy Beshear announced the step after the university refused to allow his office to review documents withheld from the Kentucky Kernel. The newspaper filed an open records request for investigative documents in a sexual harassment case against a professor. Beshear is now asking a judge to force UK to turn them over to his office.
If a group like UK or any other can simply say, well, we're exempt because of this or that federal law, but we're not going to show you, Attorney General's office, what we're withholding, then we'll never be able to check the accuracy. We'll never be able to catch that person who's hiding behind something unlawfully.
Well, last week, UK appealed the AG's decision that it was violating the state's open records law. The action required the school to sue the Kentucky Kernel. A spokesperson argues the case is about protecting the privacy of victims. A stretch of West Madison Street in the Russell neighborhood now has a new name. Friends and family honored the late Dr. J. Blaine Hudson by dedicating an honorary street sign. The University of Louisville professor died in 2013. He was an advocate for civil rights and education for African Americans. Metro Councilwoman Sherry Bryan Hamilton unveiled the sign at the corner of 24th and West Madison Streets. Dr. Hudson grew up in the neighborhood.
Total membership in TSA PreCheck is now 3.5 million today, compared to about 1.6 million a year ago.
From waiting for hours to breezing through security lines, next, how and why wait times at airports are getting shorter.
Apple debuts the latest version of the iPhone. Will it be enough to turn around slumping smartphone sales? I'm Chris Martinez in Pasadena, California. A preview of the new device is coming up.
You're watching WLKY News at noon.
Getting to your flight is getting faster. The government says wait times at security lines improved over the summer despite more people traveling. Chris Van Cleve explains why.
It's mostly smooth sailing at airport checkpoints these days, a far cry from what was happening just a few months ago.
Skies are not friendly anymore.
In May, it looked like it was going to be a long summer. People were waiting in line for hours at some of the nation's busiest airports, causing thousands to miss their flights. The TSA blamed an increase in airline travel and a shortage of security officers.
It's terrible. Look at this long line. I've never had to do this before.
The agency responded by hiring 1,300 new officers and converting another 1,800 part-timers to full-time. The Department of Homeland Security says it worked.
We reduced wait times this summer without compromising security.
This summer, 92% of travelers spent an average of 15 minutes waiting to get through security.
Thank you.
Part of the reason, more people